Compelling video content starts with having a great story to tell, but that's not all that matters. To keep our viewers interested, we need to create compelling and varied visual content as well. One of the best and easiest ways to do this is to mix up our framing while recording our footage. Today we're going to look at some of the most common shot types in cinema, and these will be our starting point for creating varied visual content. Let's start with our extreme long shot. Extreme long shots are used to show where a scene will take place and sometimes where a character is in that scene. You may have heard of an establishing shot before. Extreme long shots are often used for this purpose. Long shots will show a slightly narrower field of view than an extreme long shot and will focus more on the character, but the two shots are used interchangeably a lot of times. In a full shot, the character fills the frame's vertical space from head to toe. These shots are useful for action sequences to show the character's full body in motion with enough space in the frame to provide context about what's going on around them. Medium long shots frame the character from their knees to the top of their head. These shots work well to show movement as well and to introduce characters. Medium shots frame the character from their waist up. As we tighten our framing, we start to focus more on the character's emotional state rather than their movements and the scene surrounding them. But there's still enough space in the frame to get some context about what's happening in the scene. Halfway between a medium shot and a close-up, medium close-ups usually frame the subject from the chest up. Again, we're getting more information about the character's emotional state as we move in closer. Medium and medium close-up shots are great for interviews because they're tight enough to provide a somewhat intimate feel, but also wide enough to show some context around the subject. In a close-up, part of the subject, often their face, fills the frame. The goal is to eliminate any other distractions in the scene. A close-up of a subject's face will allow us to see how they're feeling. They say the eyes are the window to the soul, and especially for video production and photography, it's true. We can discern a lot about how a person is feeling by looking at their eyes. Extreme close-ups fill the frame with a detail like the character's eyes, mouth, or hands. Again, we're trying to eliminate any distractions and direct the viewer's attention to something very specific. By using all of these shots together, we can create a visual system that helps us to provide context like where a scene is taking place, who's involved, what our subjects are doing, how they're doing it, and how they feel. When I go out to film, if the action is going to be repeated many times, I always try to capture each instance with a different shot type to emphasize different elements. For this project, I wanted to sequence these different elements and the different athletes competing to show each part of the meet. Imagine if I had just uploaded a single video of one race to YouTube, or worse, all of the full races and events. As impressive as the athletes are, it would have been brutally boring to watch after a while. Instead, I could use different shot types and short clips to tell the same story in a much more concise and interesting way. Let's take a look at the final video that I created. Another thing that's important is the height of our camera. Footage recorded at eye level will feel natural. It's how we're used to seeing the world. Footage recorded at a low angle can make people and other subjects feel imposing or powerful. If we record from a high angle, we can make people appear small or vulnerable. Now it's time for us to try, so come ready to experiment with different shot types tomorrow.